Oh, I figured out the Sailor Moon song.
You already...
Oh, is it already recording?
Yes.
Okay.
You figured out the Sailor Moon song?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Fighting COVID with hygiene. Washing hands so they're clean. Wearing a mask when you're seen. She is the one named Sailor Moon.
Yeah. That's good. I think you cracked it.
You had to give up the original rhymes that were being made.
Right.
But stick with the rhyming scheme.
Yes. That's
the trick.
How to rewrite theme songs from your childhood. A tutorial with John Fowler.
Is that today's episode?
Yes, rewriting theme songs from childhood cartoons to make them about current events.
Okay. Next we're going to do X-Men. COVID.
Okay. Well, this is the Sister Luna Psychic Services podcast. And if you haven't guessed, this episode is about the novel coronavirus, which I keep seeing people accidentally, maybe their phone is autocorrecting it or something, but writing Corvid-19. And I'm like, 19 crows or magpies or something.
Well, it's kind of accurate because this disease does murder.
That's true. And crows would eat you if you died. Outside, they'd be like, oh, great.
Also, if there's 19 crows, that's a murder.
Yes, I know, sweetie.
Crows.
Yes.
All right. Well, I feel like the listeners will appreciate that.
You explained the joke.
You explained the joke.
After.
Yeah.
Yes. Always good. Those are the best ones.
Of course.
Do you know that crows, hold a murder investigation when they find a dead crow?
So, hold on. By murder investigation, you mean the murder kind of murder, not the crow kind of murder?
Well, I mean, it's both, because it's a group of crows investigating a dead crow.
Why don't we do that for murders in general? Why don't we send 15 detectives, each in their trench coats?
With a little card in the band of the hat that they're wearing, a little fedora.
Well, I think the card, that's a press thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You put your press pass up there and then
Right, because that whole look harkens back to an era when as soon as somebody died, they'd be like, call the newspaper, get them in here so they can walk all over the crime scene.
We need a murder investigators in here to investigate this murder. It was pre-lanyard technology.
I mean, it's way cooler than wearing a lanyard.
Oh, for sure.
I feel like there's almost nothing you can wear that's dorkier than a lanyard.
You know what? If the press started just doing the hat with the card in it again, people would probably respect them more.
That's so true. People would be like, you know what?
It's a sharp look.
Yeah, It's good. I mean...
It's pretty much the only, socially acceptable way to wear a fedora.
Exactly, I was just going to say that.
Yeah.
And also I think it would be difficult to find the right fedora because all the fedoras that have been manufactured in the last, 25 years are, black with white plaid stripes or something gross like that. Yeah. And you're like, ooh, that's not what we want. It's a nice old beige fedora.
It's a lasting cultural legacy of ska, though, is that they ruined the hat and made it so the only ones that are made now are still ska. Well, no other part of culture is
still ska.
Ever will be. Sadly.
Yeah, you're clearly shedding a tear for ska right now. Bless you. Okay. Coronavirus, magical stuff. Okay, so since you already did the theme song from Sailor Moon, do you remember the episode where Sailor Mars wears a mask because she gets a cold and she doesn't want to get the other Sailor Scouts sick?
I do not remember the episode, but I do remember the meme.
Oh, be like Sailor Mars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sailor Moon says, wear a mask when it's impossible for you to social distance. Don't be an asshole. Also, don't go on a crash diet. Sailor Moon was such a fucking great show.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what is this podcast about? Is it about Sailor Moon?
Corvid.
Corvid.
Yeah.
Corvid-19.
Yeah. Oh, man. The cat just looked over when she heard the word Corvid.
She's like, where?
Yeah.
Oh, she's so alert right now.
Yes.
I feel like she low-key spazzes out every time we record.
Mm-hmm. We're activating the spirits of podcasting. And that sets her off.
The podcasting muses.
Yeah.
What if the podcasting muse looks like the press guy with the card in his hat? Oh my god, because this is basically like radio now. Like radio is dying and podcasting is becoming, right?
It's a bit of a stretch, but I like it. I don't know. I feel like the original podcasts were just like C-list comedians.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's getting more popular now.
Sure, but I don't know if that's a press badge or just like a black t-shirt on blue jeans.
Well, people have... I mean, it's not that hard to pretend that you're in the press.
That's true.
Especially if you say that you're like a journalism student. And like if you're young enough to lie and say that you're a student and go in, then they're just like, okay.
You know, that'd be a hilarious move, is just to do the classic journalist look, to do the fedora press badge. Don't even get a real press badge, but just like have the tag that says press and use it to like just get into places. Just be I'm with the media, see?
Yeah. It's definitely happened. So when I was thinking about what types of spells or charms or general applications of the metaphysical could be relevant to the pandemic, I thought... At first I was like, oh, you could wear a mask and you could like enchant the mask to be something, and you could even like use, I don't know, fabric of a pattern of something that's relevant to what you're trying to do, or you could like embroider it, or you could just draw on it with like a Sharpie or whatever. But then I thought the purpose of wearing the mask is actually to protect other people from you. And I mean, it's getting better now, but I feel like a week and a half ago when I went out, there was no one else was wearing them. Like I would be maybe in the like 8% of people. Yeah.
It's kind of a weird inversion thing where compliance goes up as like the actual number of cases does. It's when people start really like feeling it and hearing about it all the time. So it's like good that we are as a society reacting to it, but it's an unfortunate indicator, I guess.
People have to get scared or else they don't
For
care.
Sure. Yeah.
But it's so dumb. It's like so obvious to just do the thing. I mean, it's not even as though this is science that's difficult to wrap your head around, in order to participate in it. Not rocket science. Like, even before COVID-19 was a thing, if somebody sneezes on you, you're like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, that's so gross.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to catch your cold. Thanks. And so it's literally just preventing that exact thing from happening. That's all. Mm-hmm. So it's not...
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it in I guess, you and I, not we, the podcast, have talked about it before.
We've talked about it off mic.
Yeah. As most of our conversations happen.
Imagine if, even though we live together, like the majority of our conversations were just recorded.
Oh, like a Big Brother style podcast?
Oh, that's creepy. Imagine how, like, hard it would be to win an argument that you're wrong in.
Yeah.
Because you'd just be like, well, I'm just playing the recording.
Let's check the whole tape here.
That sounds like hell. That sounds like a weird version of hell.
It might sound like this. John is right. Well, says on the tape.
Oh, because you recorded over it.
Well,
and
yeah,
you just
I
made it
rewinded.
say-
Yeah,
Right.
I rewinded the actual tape, and that's what it said. is that I
Rewinded?
was- yeah.
Is this like an actual tape recorder with a tape in it?
Well, yeah, the people can't see, but we have this hooked up to a tape.
Wouldn't it be rewound? Or is it one of those things?
No, it's rewound is right.
Okay. Okay, so the idea that I landed on for the mask is that I think I have one that I'm really tempted to write "Stay the fuck away from me" on it or something. But I was considering that it might be cool to have one that has the evil eye on it. Because people wear and like carry and display the evil eye. It's like the image of it, the blue eye, in order to ward off the evil eye. It's kind of a weird thing. Where like you're using a picture of the thing to keep the thing away.
Right.
Like an owl or whatever, when you get the fake owl to like keep the birds away from your house.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and I was looking in this book, ridiculous, huge book, The Element Encyclopedia of 5,000 Spells. And there's I was looking in here for like coronavirus, I don't know, related stuff. I was kind of hoping to find something from a previous plague, but they were like burning all the witches and all kinds of other random people that had nothing to do with anything witch related at the same time, like around the same time as the Black Death for sure. And so I don't think that that's gonna happen. But what I did find is some spells to reverse the evil eye and the descriptions of the evil eye itself. And there was a quote in here that I thought sounded weirdly like relevant. They talk about it in reference to the eye from Lord of the Rings, which is kind of hilarious. Anyway, it's kind of like a vague curse type thing that people are afraid of. I think people are afraid of it more than it even gets used, really, kind of. Like, there is a description of it, a version of it, where it's just someone glaring at you and, like, wishing harm on you, basically.
Right.
But then there's other versions that imply that it's more involved to, like, cast it on someone.
Now, you said the symbol itself, you invoke it, you place it on things to ward it off.
Mm-hmm.
And while that's true, I think in the case of Corona, it's doubly true in that, or like it doubly effective in that you're warding the evil eye off, but also if you seem to have the evil eye on you, and also if you're intensely fucking glaring at everyone underneath your mask, that's going to keep people away from you.
That's true.
Which itself will protect you from the disease.
Good point. Yeah, so I was thinking, I guess, when I made the list of stuff I was going to talk about, I wrote mask enchantment on there, but I must have been feeling happier and, like, more, I don't know, Glinda-esque at that time, I guess, when I was like, oh, I'll make my mask extra protect. Yeah. Oh,
I think even if you're not feeling Glinda-like, if you're not feeling good, wear a fucking mask.
Oh, I'm still going to wear the mask. I'm just not going to bother to...
I know you will. I'm talking to them.
You motherfucker.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Okay, so when I was researching the evil eye, I read one description of it saying that it can prevent fertility or like damage fertility, I guess is more accurate. And I thought, especially considering the people who are afraid that like their IUD is going to run out and then they're going to be screwed or something. I was just like, oh, it's funny. I wonder if you could just, I don't know, get like a garter belt of the evil eye on it. I'm sure probably not a very effective birth control method, but I just thought that was kind of funny. I'm sure it was meant as like a threat in the context of the book. Like, look out or the evil eye will make you infertile. But everyone now, women now are like, really?
Yeah.
Great. How do I sign up? But if you want to get rid of the evil eye, I did find one especially fantastic and hilarious spell. So, it's called Coconut Reversal. Carry a coconut to your front door. Hold it in your hands and visualize the forces of evil plaguing you, passing from your body. This is weirdly worded. Passing from your body out of your hands into the coconut. So visualize the evil forces that are plaguing you and visualize them transferring through your hands into the coconut. Visualize the coconut's eyes as the evil eye and the coconut head grinning at you. In the case of COVID, I guess you could imagine that the coconut itself is like a little COVID molecule. You know, we keep seeing that picture. When you're ready, this is the best part. Open the door, drop kick the coconut onto the street, yelling aggressively, "Get the hell out!" or something stronger.
I'm sorry, drop kick?
Drop kick. It literally says drop kick. Or I guess you could just yeet the coconut, I imagine, would have the same effect.
No, I've never in any kind of like fight or sporting activity seen a drop kick be effective.
Have you ever watched soccer?
Yeah.
Like they were talking about the soccer where you drop it and then you kick it while it's falling.
Oh, drop kick. Okay, so I'm thinking pro wrestling, which is where you would jump like 4 feet in the air and then like...
John, they can't see what you're doing. He's trying to act it out.
Yeah, but... So, what I'm showing Maddie is I'm going horizontal, which is what you would do in the air. And then you put your feet out forward. And so you yourself are dropping as you're kicking your opponent. So do that to the coconut. Definitely
not the definition of drop kick.
Well, it's a definition.
Okay. Yeah, coconut reversal. I mean, I just imagine how funny it would be for me to perform that in front of our neighbors. Mm-hmm. They would probably call the police on me.
Yeah. You throw it up in the air and then you yourself jump and...
No, not that.
Oh.
Think of how hurt you would get. You would, like, fall on the hard, weird brick ground
you
in front
learn
of our
how
house.
To fall.
Onto bricks?
If you need to.
No. There's another spell in this book. It's got some really funny ones because it's really more of a reference text than anything super useful in, like, most of the time. I'm pretty sure
it's not a page turner is what you're saying.
Yeah, no. I'm pretty sure that there's a love spell in it that requires you to steal the shoes of your crush. So first of all, how do you steal their shoes? Like, you're going to sneak into their house at night? Or are you, like, at an event with them where is there a bouncy castle situation where they have to take off their shoes and then you steal them?
I mean... Yeah, like if you're an effective witch, then you have your side hustle as a bouncy castle attendant. And, that way you get access to shoes and hairs that, like, more shoes and hairs than you could even imagine.
So you steal their shoes, fill them with honey, and hang them above your bed from, a nail.
Now, you get your honey from your... other side hustle as beekeeper.
But imagine, say the spell works, and now this person that you like comes to your house, and they go into your bedroom, and they're like, wait a second, are those my cross trainers? Like, what the fuck? Like, how does that play out in any reasonable manner? Where they're like, you know what? This is my fetish. Really sweet, soggy, stolen shoes.
I guess you look them right in the eye. You say, don't worry about it, honey shoes.
No.
I
thought you were going to go for the craft reference there, which maybe I got too excited. Relax. It's only magic.
Right. Okay. Do that then.
Too late. Yeah. Okay. So John created a hand washing song. It's a little short for the hand washing, but... you should
Didn't we already record it?
Yeah, we recorded it at the top. I'm just referencing that you should sing it when you're washing your hands, because then you remember to do it and you know how long it is going. Like, I sing the actual Sailor Moon theme to myself when I wash my hands now. But it doesn't need to be to the tune of Sailor Moon.
No.
You could do it to whatever tune you want. Or to no tune at all. You could just make it talking. But you could make it like a memorized charm that takes 20 seconds to recite.
You could do it to Solidarity Forever. You could do it to any 6 bars of Fighting in the Name of. You could do it to... You'd have to do it twice, but if you did Eminem's part from Still Dre, then you could do it that way too. There's options.
I forgot about Dre.
Oh.
I forgot about Dre. That's from the song.
No. He knew it. He saw you coming.
Who did? Dre?
Yes, and Eminem.
Do you think Eminem saw the poster of him that I had when I was 14 in my room, where his hoodie is unzipped?
I don't know. Did he go into your room when he was when you were 14?
No.
And if so, this is going to be a very downloaded podcast.
No, only the glossy paper version.
Oh, well.
No, it's really for the best.
Yeah, that's true.
So, if you want to protect yourself from other people and their germs or whatever, also from other not people, ghosts, weird stuff, creepy vibes, shadow people. Just kidding. I don't know if this works on them or not. I don't really understand. Probably though, because it's kind of an overarching thing. Wear or display an image of, quotes, the great mother's genitalia. So just a pussy.
Vagina. Oh, okay.
Yeah, vagina. I imagine, though, that, like, a taxonomical type, like, diagram of uterus would also work. And, like, the ovaries and the uterus. I don't know. But, yeah, it's a thing. You wear it, scare people off. That sounds like it would work, right?
Again, like, I have to defer to my earlier point about the evil eye. It would keep people away from you. So, yes, it would definitely be effective.
There's I don't remember where I learned this or heard it, but supposedly if you're in a room and you feel like there's a ghost in there with you that's, like, creeping you out, you should just flash your cooch at it. And the ghost will be like, oh no! And then it'll run away. Yeah. Or float away.
Ghosts are all incel and completely terrified of women.
No, yeah. I don't know.
That's their unfinished business. I guess. Could be Volcel, but...
Do all ghosts become H.P. Lovecraft when they die? Because he's the most afraid of women.
Oh, yeah.
That I've ever seen.
Women, all the minorities, like Italians, Irish.
Yeah, but I feel like he makes the moon like a scary, really scary part of the story, and like almost every story that he does.
Right.
And there's one in particular where literally the monster or the antagonist is the moon. And it's like, bro, calm down.
That's actually
He's the one who hexed the moon. He was reincarnated into one of these baby witches, and then they were like, I'm gonna hex the moon!
Oh, are we gonna talk about the baby witches hexing the moon?
I don't know.
It's it's definitely
real.
Within the scope of this podcast.
Yeah, it's not real, though.
It's like COVID, it's not real.
No, don't say
Wait, I mean...
like the way...
Unlike COVID, it's not real.
Okay.
Which I do agree with.
You can't hex the moon. Is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah. It's kids having fun online.
Well, okay. Online, yeah.
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 It's Zoomers that, you know, have whatever conceptions they do about witches and pretending that they're in a panic because someone hexed the moon. Like, I don't believe any bit of it. I think they're all just kind of contributing to a meme that is meant to, like, enrage dumb people, or, like, I don't know how exactly, like, who's the actual target, but it's like...
Yeah, gullible people. That's the same people who get, like, they're the butt of every joke.
Yeah, gullible people.
I mean, if somebody did attempt to hex the moon for some reason, it wouldn't matter. Like, the moon doesn't give a shit. Yeah. Are you kidding me? That's ridiculous. I mean, if anything, you might catch some bad karma for it.
Yeah.
But it's certainly not going to hurt the moon. I saw a whole, like, long thread of someone being like, oh my god, the moon. Oh no, everyone's going to be... I don't know. And then they were like, next they're going to hex the sun. What will we do? I was like, what's happening?
Okay, so, like, here's what I'm saying, is that I don't believe that anyone contributing to any of those memes believes in any kind of magic or practices.
Right.
I think they're trying to have a laugh about, like, both people that don't believe in it, but also people that don't believe it, but believe that the people that are contributing to the meme do believe in it, and they're actually, like, freaking out about it. Like, I think it's trying to, like, sucker people into, like, a troll where your main target is the people making fun of you for being stupid enough to believe that you believe in the thing that you're pretending to believe in. Inception style.
No, okay. I think that's giving it a bit too much credit to say it's Inception style.
Well, I think Christopher Nolan's a dum-dum, so I wouldn't say Inception is giving anyone credit.
Okay. I saw one funny comment, though, where, like, I commented on it, saying, why would someone want to hex the moon? Because I was just curious to see what people were going to say.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
And then the only comment was, because it's always up there in the sky, just making tides like it owns the ocean, stupid moon. And I was like, that's actually pretty funny.
It's pretty fair, too. Moon, the ocean's been doing your bidding for way too long. Maybe be a little less possessive and a little less controlling.
Well, then sometimes the moon, like, involves its friend, the equator, and then they both gang up on the ocean and the rivers, and it's just bananas. And it's like huge trees are getting sucked into the flow of the mega tide.
Only that were me.
What? The tree?
What? Yeah, just getting sucked into a giant tide.
I mean, you could, I guess. It's kind of like volunteering to be in a hurricane, but, I mean, whatever. You do you.
I've been in a hurricane.
Yeah, but you weren't, like, flowing down a, like, tidal wave of debris and water, and, yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
It was mostly drinking vodka and watching, like, an ABC family sitcom.
Yeah. Definitely not the type of hurricane experience that I'm imagining.
Well, nevertheless.
One time it was so windy and, like, a borderline tornado that I jumped off of a curb and I, like, levitated for a second. Like, I, like, got blown by the wind. It's true.
Okay.
Happened. It was exciting. It was an exciting moment. Oh yeah, I meant to mention that Athena, like, for historical significance of wearing the vagina on your... Stop looking at my notes. Jesus Christ, why are you always trying to copy my homework?
Because I didn't remember Athena.
Well, you could just listen to me talking, and then you would know.
All right, teach. Let's go.
Athena wore...
Can't be too smart.
The Great Mother's genitalia on her clothing to repel unwanted suitors, which is kind of the same thing as getting rid of a ghost sometimes. When you catch a DM and you're like, what the fuck? What are you doing in here? Get out.
Are you saying that when people DM you unwanted, you show them your vagina?
No.
Or a vagina?
No.
Okay.
I'm saying that when someone DMs you unexpectedly, that's like having a ghost in your house. It feels like the same thing.
Yeah.
This doesn't feel right, and it feels vaguely creepy. Something's wrong. I feel like someone's looking at me, and they're on your Instagram, like scrolling back to your first Instagram post and liking them all or something.
When they remade Ghostbusters, that's just what it should have been. It shouldn't have been anything about ghosts. It should have been like, yeah, dudes that go into your Instagram from 3 years ago and like every single picture of you.
We had a good thread going on Facebook there where it was like the text, like the actual content and phraseology of the texts that you get in the middle of the night from people.
Right.
And it was pretty funny. And I contributed that mine is always 1 a.m. Do you still read tarot cards? And then 1:25 a.m.
Right.
Never mind.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what?
Peruse your photos a couple of years later, and always with some dude.
You?
Yeah.
But I think that's I don't know. They're stupid and they don't care.
Yeah.
It's either one or the other or both. Like it could be any combination.
Who
knows?
That's what the Y chromosome mostly is. It's just like being stupid and not caring.
You said it, not me. Yeah. So maybe another option for a mask could be just a mask with a like picture of a vagina on it. I guess you probably couldn't get away with like a photo, but like a drawing, or maybe like, oh, I know this artist, Mary Gold, who does like really beautiful watercolors of flowers that look like vaginas.
Wait, isn't
or
that
vaginas that look like flowers?
I thought there was like a very like famous.
Oh,
artist.
there is.
Yeah.
I don't remember his name either, but those are not watercolors. Those are definitely.
Oh
oils.
yeah, no, that like they're oils. I would have thought you'd know that.
I don't remember his name. I don't care.
I also thought it was a lady because I assume most artists are women.
Well, I know that it's a man. I'm not
Okay.
making an assumption.
Well,
That's part of why I don't care about it, because it's kind of doesn't have the same vibe when a man is doing it, you know? Right. A cis man especially. It's like, well, what's your motivation here?
That it does make it much weirder.
Yeah. Anyway.
I have to reassess my appreciation for that artist whose name I can't remember.
Can you even conjure a mental picture of any of his art?
No, not at all.
Well, then I guess it doesn't matter. Deities of healing. For the Irish, we've got Bridget. Sometimes she writes poetry. Sometimes she makes horseshoes. Sometimes she heals people. She's into blackberries. I don't know why. I've never been able to find an explanation for why that is, especially given the fact that her feast day is in the middle of winter. So how are you going to have blackberries in February? And I couldn't find any. Usually if there's like a specific food that... Why is the...
There's a moth on the window.
Oh. The cat... Okay, so there's a moth that just landed on the window, and our cat looks so confused as to the fact that she can put her paw in the spot where the moth is and yet not get the moth. It's pretty funny. I wish you could see it. The moth doesn't give a shit. It hasn't moved. It's just like, no. Another deity of healing is Apollo, who on the They Hex the Moon thread, somebody was saying that Apollo is mad that you hex the moon because Artemis is the moon and that's his sister, and now Apollo is gonna like come for you. Anyway, he likes laurel.
So who's Laurel?
Not a person, it's an herb.
Oh.
He likes offerings of laurel. This is a quiz. We talked about it. There's no cheating. John is looking over my shoulder at my
I'm
notes right
looking
now.
at the cat.
Trying
Like,
to
she's...
cheat.
Hold on. The cat's about to figure out this moth situation. And so I'm looking at her.
She's not even looking at the moth anymore.
I'm going to say probably wine. That's an Apollo thing.
Yeah, no. Laurel is not wine.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were asking what Apollo was.
So you were just saying something that you saw in my notes, and the answer to the question I asked you wasn't written on there because I already know it and I didn't need to write it down.
So the fact that I'm willing to cheat on tests does not necessarily mean that I'm good at it.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah. But Laurel is dandelion?
Are you purposely guessing wrong?
No, I'm guessing what laurel is, which is obviously not dandelion.
Laurel leaves.
Oh, bay leaves.
I'm rolling my eyes right now. You can't see it, but...
Look, there's only one leaf that I know of that is also the name of a Pokemon, and that is Bayleaf.
Is that a Pokemon?
It's absolutely a Pokemon. It's like a little, it's like a Brachiosaurus with a big leaf on its head. Yeah, you would love it.
I thought that the only leaf one was like the Bulbasaur, the little cabbage guy.
Oh, no. I'll show you a bunch of leaf Pokemons.
I don't really care.
Well, nevertheless, I'll still show them to you.
That's definitely true. No matter how much you don't want to see it, I'm still going to make you look at it.
Yeah.
Pokemon. And wrestling.
That's the, yeah.
Okay, yeah, so...
No matter how much you don't want to see these Pokemon, I'll show them you so that you can see Pokemon. Maddie just put down her engagement ring and walked out the room. This might be the end of the podcast.
Oh, shut up. Apollo also likes incense and wine. But don't you listeners give John any credit for knowing that, because he didn't know it and he just cheated by looking off my notes.
So I did the exact same thing you just did. Looked at your notes.
Yeah, but I'm the one who wrote them. They're my notes.
All right.
Is this podcast going to make us get into a fight?
Let's hope so.
And he also likes cake.
As they all do.
They literally do. We talked about this on Shrieks and Geeks, where we were saying, like, we were talking about deities existing in multiple dimensions at the same time. And so if you call a deity, I suggested that if you call a deity to your dimension, then does that mean it ceased to exist in the other dimensions where it might also be getting summoned at the same time? And so I joked that when we invoked Brigid on Imbolc, that there was also like a castle being invaded in an alternate dimension where they were like, Brigid, please save us with your protective, like, shield or whatever. And she was just like, no, these guys made me some cake. So sorry, but I just can't be there right now. I'm busy.
So deities themselves are unidimensional.
I mean, I don't know. Obviously. I will never be that person who's like, I've channeled all of the answers to life's mysteries from the Archangel Megalodon or whatever the fuck he's called.
Hold on, the Archangel Megalodon?
Yeah.
The Shark Angel.
The Shark Angel. Oh my god.
You know, that's weirdly like closer to an actual interpretation of like biblical angels than the white robes and the
totally, and the like beautiful face and the little blonde curls and shit.
The Aryan Superman look.
Yeah. There's also a god of smallpox that I found in the list of health deities that I was looking at on Wikipedia.
Huh.
Yep. His name is Shapona.
Which, what religion is this from?
I think it was Nigerian. Yep. Nigeria. Huh. Smallpox was believed to be a disease foisted upon humans due to Shapona's divine displeasure. Which I feel like... no. I mean, but it seems kind of right, doesn't it? That there'd be a deity who's like, you guys are really fucking it up right now, so here's a plague.
So in the general sense, I might agree with you, until we kind of look at, like, who the real victims of smallpox were. Were it to be just deity, a just disease, you give that shit to the fucking colonizers, not to... Yeah.
Very true. But at the same time, it's like maybe the disease, once you create it, has kind of a life of its own, and you can't fully control what it does.
I mean, that's deities.
But also that's, like, spell work. Like, you might do a spell that you intend for something, and then you don't know how it's going to play out exactly. Like, a PG version of that is like, oh, I'm going to do a spell to have the perfect partner, and then you get a dog. And you're like, what? This is what I ordered.
Goddamn win.
Yeah. But I've, like, I don't know. I talked about this on my YouTube channel, actually, a long time ago. But I know someone who, after this happened, completely stopped practicing altogether. But she probably came up in the craft, like, in the 70s, like, during the big resurgence of, well, during kind of the start of neo-paganism, I guess.
Okay, yeah.
And she did a love spell on a guy who I think was already married to somebody else. And she didn't care about that, obviously, and so she did the spell anyway. And then she was, like, working in a hospital at the time. Like, it's a small town, so there's only one hospital. Right. She worked there. And he got into a car accident and went to the hospital, where she saw him all the time and stuff. But she was, like, so horrified that that's how it played out, you know? Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying, is maybe Shapona was like, oh, I have an idea.
I mean, there's a lot of scale change there.
I don't know. My point was that you can't always control the details of what you're... I mean, I guess if you're a deity, you should be able to pull it off.
Yeah. But... I'm open to the idea of bad deities, or like, even... kind of unintentionally bad deities, because omniscience isn't it's not a trait they all have.
That's very true. There's all kinds of stories about that, of, like, people hiding from gods and stuff. It's like, well, how could you do that if they're omnipotent? You couldn't. Or, like, isn't there a story about Zeus turns into a bull to seduce some lady?
Yeah.
She's like, ooh, look at this bull. And then she's like, wait, you're Zeus. What the fuck?
Yeah, she wanted to fuck the bull. But, like, no, like, he sires a child while, like, as a bull, bangs a woman.
Oh,
like,
no. Who wrote that?
Greek people.
Oh, dude, for sure.
I mean...
100% a guy wrote that.
Oh, I said a Greek, not a guy.
No, but, I know, but I'm saying it was a guy who was a Greek.
Yeah.
A Greek guy.
Yeah. No, I feel like there's more than one story where it's just like, yeah, he turns it into an animal, and then that woman wanted to fuck that animal.
Gross.
And it's like...
All he's saying is that he wants to fuck an animal.
It's a huge amount of projection.
Yeah.
And, I mean, hell, like...
No, don't
as long
that.
As... Well,
no, let's not go there.
Okay. Despite my early comment, we do not have to give it to the bestial sex Greeks that came up with mythology.
I mean, there's almost no mythology that's, like, actually makes you happy when you read it. You know? It's pretty rare. Anya? That, it's, like, spelt Aine, A-I-N-E, and then it's pronounced, like, Anya or something. Yeah. I don't know. It's fucking
The Last
Gaelic.
Airbender.
Impossible. What?
What?
Last Airbender?
Aang.
Not Aang.
Okay, sorry.
She's an Irish goddess of sovereignty, and she's a sun goddess who can transform into a red mare. A horsey. Her mythology is kind of fun. I mean, it's
does she turn into a red mare for pure purposes?
I don't think I read the story of when she turns into the mare, so I can't confirm that.
Okay.
But, I mean, I don't know. Her story should have a trigger warning on it, but it has a happy ending. The bad guy gets turned into a goose.
Oh.
And, or, depending on the version of the story, he gets his ear bitten off. Or cut off? Bitten off? Cut off. I'm not sure which
those are two very different punishments.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because, I don't know, if he's as bad as you say, like, neither one of them is quite accurate, or, like, quite enough for a mythological story, but Goose, pretty good.
I mean, any story where the revenge is, like, turning the antagonist into an animal is fun.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I saw this post that said, it was one of those long, multi-page rants that people do.
Yeah.
But some blessed internet person went in and, like, found these specific funny parts and, like, blew them up so they were really big. And one of the things said, it was like a satanic panic, basically, post. And they're saying, like, these witchcraft practitioners are turning our children into literal sheep. And like, literal sheep? What?
Huh.
Bah.
So.
Just a preschool full of little lambs.
I love it.
It's cute, right?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Okay. I thought you were turning into a sheep because you just laughed like one.
Oh, I was meaning to do like an evil laugh.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
I mean, what's more evil than a goat?
That's rude.
I mean, like, in the
Jeff
mind
Bezos.
of, yes.
Much more evil than any goat.
Yeah.
You could show me a goat that's killed 3 people and he's still more evil than it.
Oh, yeah, no. And, like, if one of those people that the goat killed, I'm not saying it should happen, but if one of them happened to be Jeff Bezos...
then that goat would be, I almost said a hero, but it would get a ribbon? Yeah, I would give that goat a ribbon. Yeah.
Like a ribbon, like, badge? Or
yeah,
like,
that's what I was imagining. But
yeah.
then I was like, how do I attach it? So maybe it's better if it's like an around the neck ribbon. Or on the horns. Oh, we could dangle it from his horn. I killed Jeff Bezos ribbon. I killed a billionaire ribbon. I killed Mr. Burns in real life ribbon.
Yeah, so if there are any goats listening, we can't say that you should give Jeff Bezos the old stickeroo with your horn, but if you did, a ribbon might find its way into your possession.
There's at least one goat listening. Black Phillip. He's an avid listener.
I love you, Black Phillip.
Would you like to live deliciously?
Good boy.
Yeah. Well, I was looking at a list of like gender neutral ways to say ladies and gentlemen, like different versions of that, and my favorite one was esteemed bastards.
No. Esteemed bastards. Folks and goats.
Goats are so cute.
Well, yeah, and we've established their listener base.
At least one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm imagining him with little earbuds coming out of his cute little goat ears, and he has a little, like, phone, and he's, like, with his hoof. Sister Luna, click. I hope I dream about that tonight.
Oh, to be a goat with earbuds?
Yes. Okay. You've been listening to Sister Luna Psychic Services Podcast. We always appreciate you joining us for this program, and we hope you have a good rest of your night. Was that a good, like, pretend radio ending? Yeah. Is that a better radio voice than the, like, phone sex one I did last time?
Hold on, do the phone sex voice.
Hi, you've been listening to the Sister Luna Psychic Services Podcast. We always appreciate your listenership. So glad you could join us.
I like them both. They're both going in.
My goodness, look at the time. It's 12:30 already. I hope you're tucked in bed and ready to enjoy a restful night.
Well, they don't listen to it live.
No, I know. But if it was the radio, it would be actually at the time.
Right.
Because we're pretending it's radio.
Yeah.
It's pretend.
I'm keeping all this.
Goodbye.